How's it guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I am with Isuzu at the launch of their new MU-X. Now this is in a very highly contested category, but with these brand new looks, updates to the interior, I guess we're going to see if it's got enough to take on the big guns. So let's check it out. Okay, welcome to the inside of the new MU-X. But before I even talk about the driving and all of that, let's go take a look at the outside, because that's my favorite feature about this new car that they've just brought out. So here it is, the outside of the new Isuzu MU-X. Now this is in its Onyx XT version, top of the range. So here you're going to find all of the contrasting bits and pieces in gloss black, as well as a different design on the front grille with this big, almost like a shark mouth or like whale mouth approach to it. It looks really nice. I love that these are actual functional vents over here, so that's going to just aid in your aerodynamics if you need to do that. But otherwise, this looks really nice. I love the diffuser. The contrasting black really looks nice on a lighter color like this one. These are also your new LED daytime running lights, and they have given it LED fog lights too. On this top spec version, you are going to get the 20-inch wheels, which are over here, which also look really nice. Some more XT badging on the side of the car. Your gloss black housings for your side mirrors, gloss black also for your window trim. And then coming around the back of the car, this is where you're going to find the new light bar. So it doesn't actually light up in the middle here, but it just gives it the effect that it has a light bar during the day. But this looks really nice. I love the way that this thing looks. And in the kind of the category now with the Everest and the Fortuner, I think that this really looks like, for me, my favorite out of the three from a design point of view. Again, contrasting at the rear here with this gloss black and a little bits of silver too. So man, I think they did a really good job with the design of this car. I told you it's a good looking car, hey? But head down to the comments and tell me what you guys think of the design of this new MU-X. As I said, I do think that out of the, I'm going to call it the trinity of them. So between the Everest, this MU-X, as well as the Fortuner, I think that this is a better looking option out of the three. But then looking at obviously how this drives, the engines, performances and all of that, it's still got the same platform as what you had before. So you've got the option of a 1.9 litre turbo diesel or a 3 litre. So I mean, both of them being 4 cylinders, they don't have a 6-cylinder option in the Isuzu lineup, unfortunately. So here in the 3 litre 4-cylinder, you are getting 140 kilowatts and 450 newton meters of torque. So it is slightly down on power compared to its competitors, and I would have noted that in obviously one of my previous reviews when I had the previous version of the MU-X on test. So yeah, it drives really nice. It is very comfortable. The suspension handles the bumps, the road imperfections really nicely. It's very composed. We are going to be taking it off-road soon, so I will be able to see what it feels like there too. But things that I do know is they have given the suspension a little bit of a tweak, so it is going to feel a little bit more composed and a little bit more comfortable than before, and just adding a little bit more of that performance to its off-road capabilities as well. And then they also did mention that from an engine point of view, they did do some slight tweaking too. So to make it a little bit more fuel economic and just to give you a little bit more performance out of it as well. I think you're not going to notice a major difference either. But on our little trip here, we were averaging just in the 8s. But I will put on screen what Isuzu does claim as their claimed fuel consumption. So yeah, I mean, it's good. It drives nicely. It's got decent performance. But once you've driven the other cars in the category, you can feel that it's lacking it slightly. But when you're having a look at the pricing, because this is priced at R1,026,000 Rand for this top spec Onyx. So it's a lot of money to ask, and when you start to compare it against things like the Toyota Fortuner, especially in that GRS, guys, I mean, it's very difficult to try and convince someone to get this over that, especially with that performance. I mean, that had, if I remember correctly, like 165 kilowatts and 550 newtons. So there's a lot more power there. You've got no turbo lag. That car performs impeccably, and it is slightly cheaper. So that one's under $1 million and this is over $1 million. So this has got a lot of work to do if you're trying to convince new people to get into this brand. So yeah. Okay, and then hopping into the interior to take a quick look at what it now looks like. Well, it's going to look very similar inside here. The biggest differences that you are going to find is the fact that you've now got 2 full USB Type-C ports here. There still isn't a wireless charger, which for me, that's a bit of a problem, because at this price point, you definitely need to have one. But another good thing that they've now added is the fact that you get a 360 camera, which you haven't had before. So to quickly access that, you press view on the steering wheel and it brings up the camera. Very good quality, better than what I was actually expecting, because if you even have to have the looks of like the Fortuner, that quality and stuff is actually horrific. So this is actually really good. Still a full separated climate control for ease when driving. And then down here in the center, you're going to find all of your settings and buttons to go off-roading. So here you can turn into 2 high, you've got 4 high, locking differentials, downhill descent control. Everything you need to go off-roading is down here, making it very simple to use. In front of the driver, you've now got quite a nice little digital display that's going to show you your speeds and all of that sort of thing, which is okay. It's still not a full digital display. And then on the steering wheel, very comfortable, wrapped in leather. Now this is the lower spec version than the one we were in earlier, so this isn't going to have the adaptive cruise control and all of that, which this one does. So that's what's missing from these buttons over there. But otherwise, shortcut buttons to the cameras and very easy to use on the fly. So a really nice, well laid out interior. Probably could be looking a bit dated at this stage, but otherwise I think that it's, with the additions they've made here, I'm pretty happy. You've still got some really good looking seats, and in this one here you don't have the red stitching, but you do have in this version, as you can see on the seats inside here. So these are the differences that you are going to pick up on the different grades and options that you're looking at. So this is nice. Here you've also got the white roof lining. In the Onyx, you're going to find a black one, so I'm glad that I've got one to look at side by side here. And then from a legroom point of view, you are going to have plenty of legroom in the back here. That's never going to be an issue in the MU-X. And then getting into the rear, you'll drop this back so you can get into the 2 seats at the rear here, but we'll go take a look at the back and just how to get inside there next. And then taking a look at the back here, because this is a 7-seater, you've got your electronic tailgate. It actually sits really high. Getting into the car here is actually quite high from the back. This has obviously been fitted with some of these protections, all that there. But this is all, you have to lift up these seats by yourself. So you've got to pull on these tags in order to lift it up. There's no buttons and that to assist you with doing that. But if you're on a pinch and you need to have the 2 additional seats to fit more people, you've got at least got the option to do that. But regardless, you can still do it. And then to close it, hit the button again and the tailgate goes down. Okay, so we're onto the dirt track, or what feels like a bit of a dirt track. We aren't really doing some proper off-roading yet, but I mean, what we have been doing so far, just like on-road, it's feeling very composed here off-road. Little bumps and quite a few little hills, and haven't lost any traction yet. I also haven't changed it into 4 high yet, so we're also running in 2-wheel drive, and it is managing it with ease. Now, I was chatting to Sam now, and he's recently just got out of the Fortuner GRS, and he does say that this does feel a little bit more composed compared to that one. So I guess that's a bit of a tick in the good box for Isuzu here, but I guess we'll have to see if it gets a little bit more grueling or a little bit more tougher as we go. Okay, so the off-roading got a little bit more challenging, but still not really that much more difficult at all. But from what you were able to see on screen there, I still have not changed the car into 4-wheel drive at all. I'm still sitting in 2 high. So either that was really easy, or this thing does absolutely incredibly just in 2-wheel drive. So who knows what it can conquer in 4-wheel drive. I mean, it does have the DNA of Norwaja. Okay, hill descent control, let's go.
We are descending. Is it descending by itself?
Yeah.
Hey, foot off the brake. Hey, look at that.
Everything's off.
It's decent. What crawl speed are we at? 4 k's an hour.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Feet or hands.
I can't see anything. Where's my cameras? Okay, cameras on. Can't really see though.
Oh, look at that tag.
There we go. Now we're doing proper hill descent control, and I'm using the cameras to see where I'm going, and my feet are now off. Oh! Feet off!
Just doing what he told us.
I did want it. Okay. I mean, it caught itself nicely.
Once it fell.
Yeah. It realized it was falling.
Yeah. I actually thought it was gonna... I was like, ew.
Cool, I'm gonna take control now. Phew, okay, so the little bit of off-roading that we've done here, I've been pretty impressed. Again, it hasn't been that challenging, but the fact that we got to try out the hill descent control and completely trust it was one thing, especially going down such a steep slope. So that worked perfectly. Ground clearance is really good, and it is handling this undulated surface and the bumps and stuff really well. So far, so good. Feeling like we're on top of the world here in Stellenbosch. Elevated terrain, still feel like we need to be pushing the cars a little bit more, but we can hope that that's what we're going to encounter around the corner. So let's see. Hold on.
Yeah.
Big bump. Okay, so that seems to be the end of the off-roading. Now, based off of the course that we just did, I'd give it a 10 out of 10 because I felt like it's obviously handled everything that they threw at you with complete ease and never struggled to do anything there. So, I don't know, if you take it on a more advanced course, I don't know what you'd expect there, but what they gave us here, it performed like it should, and yeah, I don't know, impressed with whatever we ended up doing here. Okay, now if you've been impressed by the MU-X and you want to get yourself one, then go head to changecars.co.za to do that. Now, Change Cars is a website that sells new and used cars, but the best thing about them is that they vet and check every single dealership that sells cars on their website, essentially making them the safest online platform to buy and sell cars in South Africa. Now, they've also got a really cool feature called Beat My Quotes, where you can bring them quotes from dealerships that aren't on Change Cars, and not only will they match the quotes, but they'll beat it too. So if you want to get the best deal for any other car that's being on sale, go bring it to Change Cars and they'll make it happen. So go check them out at changecars.co.za. They're also a proud partner of Greg Dennis Reviews. Cool guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you learned a little bit more about this new MU-X from Isuzu. Yeah, I think I need to spend a little bit more time with it to really get to grips with what this new one has to offer. And when I do get it on test, I'll obviously get the opportunity to do that. So for now, that's just some surface level feedback from me. It's pretty cool, and I think it ticks the right boxes from an exterior point of view, but we'll have to see what it's like to live with for a little bit longer than just this. So if you did enjoy this, please will you drop a like below, and if you want to see more videos like this, other car reviews and all car content in between, then please subscribe. And until then, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
I'm like tempted to open this Coke, but I don't quite know what it's going to react like. It might be like...